What's up, friends, and welcome back to I.E In Friends. My name is Saul V Gomez.
My name is Cesar.
I am the next big actor.
And today's very special guest, we have director, producer, Mr. Chicano Hollywood himself, Johnny Murillo.
What's up? I.E and Friends. Now, Friends is I.E, right? That's all the local, but Friends, you guys got a freaking huge following.
Yeah,
so Friends is like all over the world.
We got
right?
friends all over the world.
Yeah,
Shout out to
world.
people in North Korea.
North Korea.
We get
Chicanos
there.
in North Korea. I love
Chicanos
that.
in North Korea.
Change your IP.
I went with this show. Something I want to do. Something in this show is bringing in people who influence our community, who make an impact in our community, and you're definitely one of the main people doing that in our community.
Thank you.
With Chicano Hollywood, you started Chicano Hollywood, and can you just let the people listening a little bit about Chicano Hollywood?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny the way it started because it wasn't like intentional per se. So I've been in the entertainment industry for about 15 years now, and over the course of the years, you produced a couple movies and some series and stuff like that. So about a year and a half ago, January of 2021, well, 2 years now, buddy of mine, Echo's World, he hit me up, just sent me a one-pager, and he said, "Hey, can you turn this into a script?" And I said, yeah, of course, let me check it out. And so it was, it's called Horchata with Oat Milk. I believe it's going to finally come out this year.
Nice.
But it's a comedy.
Okay.
And we had like Jerry Garcia, we had Concrete, Jay Valentino, Dunos, right? It was a fun set, right? Anthony Fernandez. So I got that in January, right around February, March, we had dialogue meetings, right? So I write the script, but I'm from the 80s, bro. So I write the word, this is one word, cuete, right? I had to pull out a cuete, right?
Yeah.
But then Concrete, he's from the 90s, so he uses a different term, but he knew cuete. But then Dunos, who had to say the line, I'm like, Dunos, what would you say? And he's like, he called it like a bang bang or dang dang, something like that, right? It was some word that I had no idea, so we're cracking up. So we would have meetings like that, right? And there was one time where I have the script projected on the wall, and the director, LV, he's right in front of it, he's smoking a joint. So just a big cool puff of smoke got right in front of the script. I'm like, dude, that's cool. Do it again. And I made it like,
He's like, high. He's like, all right.
seven times in. He's like, again. I said, no, one more. So I finally got the shot, and I just sent that to my daughter. She was a senior at Azusa Pacific in film school. Mm-hmm. And I said, check this out. I'm with Chicano Hollywood. That's where it came. It was just out of spontaneous, fun, laughing. So then I nicknamed that whole production Chicano Hollywood. So I tell my wife, hey, I got a meeting with Chicano Hollywood. She knew who it was. So I just saw, on that set, we had Chicanos in front of the camera and Chicanos behind. And, not all Mexican-American, but Chicano culture, right? Yeah. Salvador and all that. And so we just had fun. It was cool. And I saw these artisans, these gifted, skilled crew and talent and so on. And I saw how they embraced it. So I just said, you know what? There's something here. So I got the socials. I started the trademark for the name. Cool. I got the domain names. And it just started growing. And all I would do, and I saw how much we needed, all I would do was just affirm people. If a makeup artist did something cool and she was a Chicano, I was following her, I'd shout her out. Yeah. And then if a director, if a DP, whatever, I just shout out to someone, to an actor, whatever, just shout them out. And then I saw it growing between March 11th, 2021 to August. I wasn't paying much attention to it. I connected both of them, right, from Instagram to Facebook. Yeah. So right around August, I'm getting hit up from guys from like the studio system, like Ben Bray, Ben Lobato. There's a few others that are, like top in the studio system. They're like, bro, this is awesome. We have our own platform. Yeah. We're not LatinX. We have our own platform, right? And I'm like, yeah, cool. So when I saw like in August, we had like 2,000 followers. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But most of them were players. They were either talent or crew or someone like that, and podcasters like you guys, big movers and shakers, right? And then, but I saw on Facebook there was like 12,000 followers, and I wasn't doing nothing to that, right? So I looked at all the comments. I'm like, oh crap, look at this. There's like all these people are asking, we need more Chicano actors, we need more Chicano sitcoms, and all this. So I realized that there is something's missing because there's such a growth. So much demand. Yeah, there was a vacuum that we were filling with this. So it just started blowing up, and that's where it came from. So it just came from LV smoking a joint from the script.
LV being super high.
That's great.
Chicano Hollywood,
So what does you mentioned earlier Chicano, but also the Chicano culture. So what does being a Chicano mean to you?
Yeah, so it was funny because I get hit up by this all the time. The other day, someone, a podcaster from Long Beach, hit me up and he says, "Hey, bro, I just need to ask you, what do you mean by Chicanos?"
Mm-hmm.
And I hit him back. It was just on IG, right? Voicemail. I get on voice a lot.
Yeah,
It's too but to type everything out, right? So I said, "Hey, bro, let me tell you what it is." I said, "I'm Mexican American, so I'm Chicano."
Yeah.
Right, and I was raised Chicano. Well, my grandfather, he was a migrant worker. He came across. Everybody was illegal in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but heck, this is our territory, whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Aztlan. So, my grandfather went to World War II and all that, and so they're all farm workers. The term Chicano back in the day was a derogatory term. They would use it, especially sadly, but people from Mexico that were pure Mexican looked at the Chicano as almost like a derogatory term, almost like the N-word, right?
Oh, okay.
And so, but it started changing, 30s and 40s, it started changing where they were actually using it as an empowering term. And I remember my grandfather teaching me when I was a kid in the late 60s and 70s, he's like, "Hey, Chicano power, Chicano power." He was marching with Cesar Chavez and all that. So it actually reversed, and now it's an identity that we're like, okay, there's a movement going on. You have the Chicano movement in LA and so on. So it's an empowering term now.
Yeah.
What's awesome about it in this day and age is that it's actually a full-blown identity that we still need to get out there more, because everyone else in the whole world puts us in the box, Latino or Latinx or Latina, quien sabe qué. Right now, I'm down with Latino and Latina. Yeah, Latina, right?
Yeah.
I'm down with Latino, Latina, Chicano, Chicana.
Yeah.
But all those other ones that people make up, I'm not, whatever. But, but now it's an empowering term.
Yeah.
And so we need to embrace it. So I'm telling this dude, I said, "Bro, it's Chicano culture too, because we're raised next door to the Salvadorians, the Guatemalans, Hondurans, Colombians. We're all raised in the same barrios.
Yeah.
So we all have the same taste. And I say this all the time. I mean, where Snoop Dogg has Chicano culture, because he loves lowriders, wears Pendletons, and he eats street tacos.
YG.
Yeah,
YG.
I mean, it's just a culture that we have. It's a West Coast culture. It's also a Tejano culture. It goes into Texas and all that. You go out East Coast, New York and Miami and all that. It's a different vibe out there. Latinos that we encourage and we love. It's a different flavor, though.
Yeah.
You come in, Texas, New Mexico. That's a New Mexican vibe there. Colorado, they're the mestizos. It's a whole different vibe, but they're still connected to what we do. You ask them out there, like, "I'm not Mexican, I'm Spaniard," like, whatever, dude. But my wife's from Albuquerque.
My grandfather actually came from Spain. So.
Yeah. It's a whole different story, but they're still down with the culture. There's a couple guys. I just sent them some T-shirts earlier today because they're doing a car show out there, and they hit me up like, "Dude, how can we represent Chicano Hollywood?" I said, "Okay, I'll send you some T-shirts. Send me a video." So one's an actor. Both of them are actors. So they're gonna be at this car show and they're gonna be repping us. I'm like, dude. So there's a movement. There's a community. There's 40 to 50 million of us. 62 million Latinos in the U.S. 40 to 50 million are Chicano culture. That's inclusive of everybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter. They could be Dominican if they're down with what we do and our voice, and anyone. So
that's
a culture.
great.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
down
I
with
love
the
it.
culture.
I love that.
Yeah. So so obviously you're not a big fan of the Latinx.
Oh, heck
term.
no. Dude. Heck no.
I gotta ask the main man himself.
Yeah, no.
What's up, everybody? Before we continue with today's episode, go shout out our friends at Manscaped.
Hey, breaking news! Manscaped now sells beer products. That's right. They are once again revolutionizing men's grooming with the brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Thank you. From a beard trim to a fresh shave, the technology behind the Beard Hedger Pro Kit allows you to shape your signature beard look. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet. By going to manscaped.com.
I'm doing the Migos.
I'm like, what are we, Migos now?
It's too soon.
By going to manscaped.com and using code I.E Friends for 20% off and free shipping.
Put in no bucks. Straight to your door.
Keep going. All right, we're going to do the office.
USPS.
I get it.
2 to 3 days.
No, I really love this, guys. I'm looking forward to it because, I have a beard and I would love to keep maintaining it. So Saul, same thing, and hopefully soon Cesar.
Babyface.
It's time to tame your mane. No one likes a weird beard, so say goodbye to all your stubble trouble with Manscaped Pro's Beard Kit. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This thing is a juggernaut of fixing faces. First off, this cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting links, all with one guard. So no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. That's right. Face grooming doesn't need to be hard. Get 20 different breed links in just one guard. Plus, it's waterproof, so you can shave in the shower to avoid all the hair in the sink. No shock. That's great. The titanium-coated T-blade is tough on hair, but smooth on your face, leading to a single stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Buttery. Okay, I'm done. Wait, isn't it that type of buttery face? The Pro Kit doesn't end there, though. They have created 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. First, there's the beard shampoo and conditioner. You need to remember, all your hair is different. Your beard hair is more coarse and easier to damage than the hair on your head. That's why the kit has made shampoo and conditioner specially designed to moisturize, reduce ingrown hairs, replace natural oils, and promote beard health. Next, the kit has Manscaped's beard oil, an essential piece for your main facial accessory. No one wants a guy whose beard is brittle and dry. The oil relieves dryness both on the beard and the skin beneath, while adding a little shimmer and shine, making you look extra fine. Cap off the kit with the Beard Balm, a pomade that shapes, styles, moisturizes, and tames for a sculpted look to attract any fellows or dames. The Pro Kit Beard also comes with 3 free gifts: a beard brush, a comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. Christmas. It's also a 4th gift, looking like a fucking sexy man.
Sexy.
I touched them in.
So get 20% off and free shipping with the code I.E Friends at Manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped.com and use the code I.E Friends.
Run it up.
Manscaped, beard hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths.
Yo.
Now back to the episode.
On it.
Yeah, so so obviously you're not a big fan of the Latinx term.
No, dude. Heck no.
I gotta ask the main man himself.
Yeah, no. I hear different things of where that came from, right? I mean, some white psychiatrist or I don't know who came up with that, but what it means to Latinx is they want to cut our huevos off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Heck no, dude.
Yeah, trying to take our identity.
Yeah, and I get it. This is the thing about Latinx, and no disrespect, okay? I might make some jokes, but anyone that says I'm Latinx, I'm down with you. I respect you.
Uh-huh.
They've become a super loud voice. And because they're so loud, well, what I notice, we've noticed collectively, is that our content never gets greenlit. Like ABC has 1 spot for Latino content. CBS has 1 spot. Hulu, Netflix, they might have 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. But they're always looking for Latinx type of voice, which sucks because then they get canceled because they suck. because no one's watching.
Yeah, no one wants to hear like, Aaron, where is my abuelita?
Yeah.
They don't want to see that shit.
They don't connect at all, right? Yeah, they have these, like what they consider more progressive ideologies and so on. And so what happens is they create content around that, and then the studio system, Hollywood, quote unquote, they're like, oh, that's what they want. So because they're so loud, they put all of us in that. Mm. So they think there's 62 million. They must love that stuff because they make it a day like it's all of us. But it's not. If you look at Pew Research and other research companies, they've figured out, and they're doing it, it's coming out more and more, that only 2 to 3% of Latinos in the U.S., that's 2 to 3% of the 62 million, identify with the term or even know what the term Latinx means.
Yeah.
So the rest of us, we're like, heck no. And then they get mad because no one's watching their stuff.
Exactly.
Because they're missing it.
Yeah, I think it dives in deeper to like gender roles and stuff like that. That's where the Latinx comes in. So if you don't believe like in a gender role and stuff like that, that's where the X comes in, because you're not a he or a she.
Yeah.
So that's where, but they're, like you said, it's getting loud to the point where the people that are Latinx are getting, all, there's not the TV shows, but it comes from that. It comes from like gender.
Yeah.
So, but it got taken out of term.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, you're not gonna call me Latinx. It's like, you only are Latinx if that's what you feel that you are.
Yeah.
But it got too loud.
Yeah, it got super loud, man. And like you're talking in business
because they want to check off boxes. So now you're checking off Latino and LGBTQ or all
and
that.
Yeah, they can get them all in one person.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom,
Inclusion.
boom. Yeah, inclusion.
Inclusion's a big factor.
We got you guys. Look, we have this one person. Look, we got you. Don't worry. And then the rest are like, what, dude?
That's not us.
That's not our voice. Exactly.
And exactly. And the misconception is that if we identify as Chicano or Chicana, is that we're anti the other gender. We're not. We're not anti anybody.
No, we're not anti anything. I classify myself more like Mexican.
Yeah.
Chicano, Chicana type
Yeah.
of thing.
And to me, it's like they think. Now I get it. They're because of media and no doubt we have a responsibility too.
Yeah.
We do have issues at times we had with toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but there have been some people that have been through some issues because of toxic masculinity. There have been some stereotypes that are on the movies and so on that support and portray the toxic masculinity. I get it. People have issues, they got to fix that.
Yeah.
But the rest of us are like, dude, I'm masculine, and I'm not gonna shut that down because someone doesn't like it. It's like, and I'm big on, if you're a homie, and I'm like, hey, maybe you're raised without a dad. I was raised without a dad, right? And I'm like, okay, I didn't have anyone teach me this stuff. I had my real dad was like a wino on the street, the tent dudes, right? He was an alcoholic, and he chose the bottle over us. I didn't know him that well. Stepdad came in. He was caught up. I'm from the north, right, from San Jose, and all my tios, some of them, they're all kind of caught up.
Yeah.
If you know what that means, I can't go into
details
because it might backfire on me, but they're all caught up, right? So, I was around the lowriders. They had drive-bys before drive-bys were popular, right? And we had bullets on our house and all that. And this is in the 70s, right? So that was toxic masculinity. The abuse that, from what I understand, my dad beat my mom. That's toxic masculinity. I was raised without them, and I had to learn from mentors. My cousin, he was a cop. My Nino was a fireman. They were military and all. They taught me how to be a real man.
Yeah.
And the problem within our community is that we have a lot of, boys that are being raised without solid men in their life, and that's where they become toxic. Yeah. So how do we change that? We just got to cultivate that family dynamic and don't throw away masculinity because somebody was toxic. Like, we have to train our men, our boys, to be real men, to take care of their wives, to raise their children, and again, and the idea is that we change the stereotypes.
Exactly.
But they want to say, well, let's make us all neutral. I said, nah, dude, you got to freaking put a cup on every time you go around. Any Latinx type of stuff. I was like, no, I like my huevos, leave me alone.
No, a real man is someone who
take care of the family.
And like, they're not gonna
treat people with respect.
Treat people different just because they're gay or transgender like that. Like, that's a true man. Toxic masculinity is someone who's gonna go against someone who's gay or trans because you're hating someone for what? What does it have to do with you? How is that affecting you? Why you hate someone just because they like the other sex or they're changing the sex? It's like, you should never hate someone because that's like hating someone for their religion or their color. It's like, why? So it's like, a real man is someone who doesn't matter what they are, you respect their decision, you go on with your day, and you take care of yourself, you take care of your family, you take care of just whatever you got to take care of, whatever you have in your life, and you just do what you got to do.
You support, all that stuff. I mean, it's awesome what you said, because we have to support fellow human beings. Now, I draw the line when it comes to the kids. I'm going to protect the kids. But when they're adults, and they choose to do whatever they want to do, they're a freaking adult. I will respect them. The crews I hire, I don't ask them, hey, so how do you have sex? I don't ask them that stuff, I'm like, I don't care. I mean, hey, what's your skill level?
What can you bring to the table?
Ideas that we're developing, I don't care about that stuff. I'm like, we want to be the Chicano voice, and we want to build everybody up. And so I'm like real protective of the kids and all that stuff. But if an adult, and that's their choice, that's their choice. And everyone around me knows how I feel about human beings. I mean, I'm down to build anybody.
That's what I've been noticing. You have you just launched a masterclass for people who are trying to get into the industry and they don't know where to start. So can you how did that how did that come about, and why did you decide to do that?
So the thing is, what I realized that there were so many people that they're in our community. They have all these ideas. We're so creative as a Chicano community, right? So they see movies. They see Blood In, Blood Out over and over again. They see Boulevard Nights. They see, like, oh, man, I would do it this way. I do it that way. So they've had all these dreams all their life. And from young kids now to people that are older, Gen Xers, boomers even, these dreams are dying inside of them. And I'm like, how do we get people to finally fulfill their purpose? And, obviously I can't sit with everybody. I can't, I don't know everything. I can't produce Avatar yet. Maybe I can. I don't know. But that's $1 billion franchise. But maybe I can.
Chicano Avatar?
Yeah, I know. That'd be hilarious. But, I have some skills that I love to teach people. But we came across okay, what do we got to do to start training more people? Because the only way our voice will become prominent and be where we should be is when it gets louder. That's it. We talk about the Latinx voice. They're super loud. They're a small percentage of the community, but they're freaking loud, dude. And everyone thinks oh, that's all you guys. So I'm like, how do we without shutting them up. I'm down with them, much respect. But there's the other 98% of us that don't like that voice, that want to be elevated. And again, it goes back to our culture. You know how you've been at family parties, right? And there's our gente just quiet, checking it out, just sitting back. That has harmed us in a sense because we're not aggressive in our voice, so we have to get aggressive on it, right?
Be more like stoic.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, to me, it's like if you're listening right now and you want to get into the film industry, you got to start making some steps. Take some steps. We started the master classes, and you can check those out at ChicanoHollywoodMasterclasses.com or just go to our ChicanoHollywood.com website and check those out. We started those so that we could just start training people. Every segment that is taught, I have different teachers coming on. The first segment has to be their story. For example, Fabian Alomar. I had him come on, and I said, bro, first segment, just tell me your story. So he goes into how he was a gang member in Echo Park and how he did time in Pelican Bay and so on, tells his story, right? And then we go into the skills. So he talks about his skills and so on. The same thing, I have Patricia de Leon. I have, who else? Daniel Lopez. All these people, Alberto Portillo, they tell their story. Alberto was raised in North Hollywood. He was a graffiti guy and got caught up that way, the alcohol, all that kind of stuff, right? And he tells a story. And then he says, oh, this is how you make a viral video, because he has over 1 billion views to his views, right, to his name. So the reason we have them start off so that I designed these so that little homie in Houston or that middle-aged, person in San Diego or San Jose, that they can hear it and say, oh, if they can do it, they got out, then I can do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the number one thing that people need to see. Now, what they see of us now, obviously we hear it over and over again. They only show us as gardeners and they only show us as narcos. Narcos. And I understand why. I figured out, because I'm a writer too. When I write on my experiences. So when these white writers, they tell them, write us a story about a nanny. Homeboy had a Latina nanny, right? Or write us a story about bullies. Well, homeboy got beat up by some cholos, right? And, write a story about drugs. And he goes, oh, yeah, the Mexican dudes, the Colombian guys, right? So these white writers are writing from their experiences. So how do we change the narrative? Do we complain to them? Because they still won't nail it. They still don't get it right. Yeah. What we got to do is we have to train more writers. If we can't train more writers, that's where it all starts. It's writers. So writers have to write from their experiences. They can still write. I'm always down for a good Cholo movie. I'm still down for a good violent gang movie, right? But I will write the characters not as single layer violent animals. I'll put the layers in them. This is a dad that is being broken because his kid died. Now he has to get some money to pay for the funeral expenses. So that's why he's doing these violent things, because he's stressed out. So I write the layers in versus someone that will write, this guy's bad, he shot everybody, and that's the difference. So we have all these classes on there because we want to train people so they can start fulfilling their dreams and passion, If not, they're just going to die, dude. You pass by cemeteries, there's a bunch of dead people in there, but even more, there's a bunch of dead dreams.
Yeah. I read this one book. I think it's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
That one's a good book.
At the end, there's one chapter where it says, like, imagine on your deathbed, like, being surrounded by all your unused potential.
I remember that.
And all of them just angry at you. And it's just like, dang, like, that hits you. You're just like,
because you're just like, look over, like, damn.
I could have been that. I could have been a doctor. I could have been a writer. I could have been that.
I remember seeing, I think it was David Goggins, right? So he said that one of his biggest fear was that he was going to die, right? And he went to heaven. And that God is right there. He shows you, hey, look who this is. And then he reads all the stuff like, oh, like, police officer, graduate, just all these accolades. And he's like, hey, that's not me. No, this is who you should have been.
Ooh. Exactly.
I gave you the tools to be that, and you didn't become that.
I gave you the raw skills. You had to train them. And that's what
you had to work for.
You had to work for. People don't realize, like, they want to win the lottery, or they want someone to show up and someone says, here's a bunch of money. It doesn't work that way. God gives us raw materials. So he gave the earth gold, but what do we have to do? Mine for it, right? Diamonds. We got to mine for it. We have to put our hands in it, get bloody, get some blisters. If you're not willing to put in the work, forget it. Okay, you don't put the work in, that's fine. If you're not ready to invest in yourself, then you're not ready. I had some dude hit me up about when we first started the master classes, right? He sent me this message. if you were really for our community, you would make everything free. And I wrote back, said, I am for the community. That's why you have to learn how to invest in yourself. If you're not ready to invest in yourself, then you're just not ready. Just stay where you're at.
Yeah.
But the moment a person says, you know what, I'm going to make a decision, I'm going to invest in myself, I'm going to start learning, they're going to put the work in, and then everything changes.
Yeah, they won't take it for granted.
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude.
Because if it's free, you're not gonna do it.
Exactly.
And you're gonna have a bunch of signups, and no one's gonna do it.
Yeah. So to me, I'm real strict about that. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, someone hits me up like, oh, I want to do it. Like, I'm always down to help anybody,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I do know that if someone's not willing to invest themselves, the time, the resources, and money, whatever it takes, if they're not willing, then they're not ready.
No,
Yeah.
want to.
People
People tend
not
to
taking you
forget.
serious.
People tend to forget too that hard work. Like, I know, like sometimes everyone deserves a little bit of luck here and then, right? Like we all do, right?
Yeah.
But people tend to forget that hard work creates luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It attracts
yeah.
luck.
Yeah. Hard work and opportunity, those together, you're skilled up, you're ready to go. It's like those things are going to open up. for you.
Yeah, that luck will come if you're working hard for
Yeah.
it.
And I get hit up all the time like, hey, I want to get involved. I'm like, okay, what's your skill level? What do you do? Where are you at? I don't know. I just want to. All right, let's talk. And I always, if they can catch me, I'm going to do whatever I can to help them get on the right path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means they're ready. But the moment they're like, well, I'll see. I'll check it out.
I see what's up.
I was like, whatever. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
nah.
I forgot who told me this, or maybe I heard it somewhere. And after hearing this, it changed my life forever. It's just like people are so they would spend without double thinking. They'll spend $200 on shoes, on clothes, on a night out, but they won't. They double think spending $200 on themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. And after I heard that, I was like, dang. Now if I see like if I see like some acting class I want to take, I was like, oh, this is a weekend. Instead of this weekend going out, I'll just spend it on myself.
Yeah.
And after that, it's just change your
Dude, I'm the
mindset.
same way, bro. It's like, you go and say, well, I have money to invest in myself, or I'm going to go to that fancy steak restaurant.
Yeah.
That fancy steak restaurant is going to be in and out by tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gone,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
This investment I put in myself is going to last forever. It's going to change my life. And not only that, people need to change for their children and their grandchildren. Do you know how we have cycles, right? So if mom and dad choose not to advance themselves, and the kids are going to be at that same level. But the moment mom and dad or grandpa, grandma decides like, I'm going to do something different, it's like a domino effect for everybody.
For everyone
and all the way down where everybody changes. Like in my particular family, no one had, my mom, no one had their bachelor's degree. My mom did 2 years at a community college, so she got that. Out of my siblings, I'm the only one that got my bachelor's degree, right? So I got my bachelor's. But because of that precedence I set, my kids realized they have to get their bachelor's. So my 3 kids got their bachelor's, and my son now has his master's, and he's going for a PhD, I believe. So in the ripple effect going on with my 2 daughters are educated and they're very successful in what they do. My son is even more educated and he's very successful in what they do because mom and dad got their bachelor's degree. So to me, it's like, do whatever you can. I'm not saying you have to go to Harvard, but just do something so that you can change what your children and your grandchildren can do.
Be the example.
Yeah, you have to. If you don't have a learning culture in your home and it's just about watching TV, forget it.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch TV, just Chicano Hollywood. Just watch that.
Chicano
Hollywood, real quick. Yeah.
Dang, that's really cool. So now, what would you say for people who think they're too old to start in the movie industry?
No, man, dude, I started, I'm 55 now. I started 15 years ago. So I got into this when I was 40 years old. I was a pastor for 23 years.
Oh, wow.
Not just that, I was a Pentecostal pastor. So I used to preach against going to movies. And, I threw out my TV 3 times. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was totally out of it. And then we just felt 15 years ago, like this was our mission now. So we came to Hollywood 15 years ago, and I didn't know jack about nothing. I took some classes at UCLA, and they weren't even the real classes; they were the night ones. And I just started learning, right? So to me, it doesn't matter if you're 40, 50, especially when it comes to creating and writing. I have way more experiences that I can bring into a writing session than someone that's 19, right? The 19-year-old is going to talk about what they did in high school. Junior high. Shoot, I'm talking about when I was a fireman for 6 years, when I used to I don't know if I should say that. Okay. When someone used to smuggle stuff across into Caribbean, I've been to a lot of communist countries, right? And I smuggle stuff in and out, right? So I would do a lot of that kind of stuff. So I have these memories and these experiences that I bring to the table.
A bunch of characters.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've met all kinds of weirdos all my life. Characters, right? So if you're 40, 50, 60 years old, doesn't matter what your age is, if you want to jump in, you have a lot to bring to the table. And what happens is they think, well, I'm not some young kid that can run a camera. Shoot, I don't know either. The other day, we were shooting a video for Pero Like, and it was a reveal for quinceañera. So one wardrobe lady, wardrobe diva, she created this beautiful dress out of 3 dresses. It's a really cool video. It's going to go viral. And then the dad brought the girl in with her eyes covered, and Alberto was shooting one way and I'm shooting the other way, and I got so caught up I forgot to press record. I missed it all, and I'm like, dude, oh my god. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let's just do it again. I'm trying to take control of it, but it happens. So you gotta make mistakes, but it doesn't matter what your age is. Jump in if it's in you to write, direct, if it's in you to act. Because you know what, when I do casting and I put Latino male, I'll get like maybe 6 or 7.
Really?
If I put Latina female, age range 50 to 60s, right? That 6 or 7. If I get female, maybe I'll get 15. So if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, there is a need for actors like you. Now, you're not going to be like freaking Tom Cruise jumping off of airplanes, but you'll play the lady that's drinking coffee in the coffee shop or whatever, right? You can carry some lines. So there's opportunities. When I put blonde, female, 20-something, dude, I get like 700 submissions, right? If I put Latina, female, 20-something, I get like maybe 150. So is there opportunities out there? Yes, there's opportunity. And right now, we are in what I call a Chicano renaissance. Right now is the time. And right now, let me tell you something. It's not like the old days where you had to, all these dudes had to change their name, like Anthony Quinn, right? He was Anthony Quinones. Who do we say? Marilyn Monroe. Richie Valens. Right? Ricardo Valenzuela, right? So all those dudes, much respect to them, but they had to change their names just to survive, right? Okay, that's different now. We are in a season that we have to really grab on because it's a Chicano renaissance. So right now, your skin color and your last name are your biggest assets. So skill yourself as whatever crew or talent so that you can jump in this game if this is what you want to do. But to me, there's no more like, oh, they're racist. Dude, we don't need the studio system anymore. Yeah. We're totally independent. We have our own streaming system. We have our own ideas. We have crew that can shoot whatever. So it's just a matter of like getting it done. So I encourage anybody, if this is your dream, it's not over. If you're still breathing, let's do it. Even if on your last breath, you can play the dead body.
So what do you say to like people, because I'm sure you got in this question a lot, you even mentioned this question earlier, for people who want to be in the movie industry but they don't know what to do, how do you direct them in finding what they want to do?
The biggest thing is like, first of all, you just got to start. You know, nothing's going to start until you start. So what does that mean? So find your, I tell people, you're going to find your lane. If you want to be crew, right? Crew jump in. If you want to get behind the camera, just start networking. You know, you can go to our mixers. I think JR Escobar's having a mixer coming up in February. Anytime you see a mixer, especially on our platform, show up, and then you're gonna meet directors. And what I don't have, I used to go to these Hollywood mixers back in the day, and they were so freaking pretentious, dude. I show up and, you know, the moment they, especially, I don't know if it was racist, maybe they were racist, right? Yeah. But the moment they say, like, who are you? Oh, you're nobody. They walk away from me, man. I felt like throwing blows all the time, right? But our mixers, I always start them off saying, look, there's no one above you here. We're all family. So meet your cousin that's standing next to you and just go say hi, tell them who you are and tell them what you're doing and get numbers and all that. So I'm really big. Follow each other on IG. So the big thing is if you want to plug in, get involved, because your network is your net worth. Exactly. So if you right now are just hanging out with people at the warehouse, well then, hey, that's all you're going to do. But if you say, look, I'm going to work at the warehouse, take a shower, then I'm going to go to the mixer, and you pop in. If you got no skills, just say I'm an actor. That's it. Just I'm an actor. And if you get called in for something, you better get on Chicano Hollywood Masterclasses. You can learn how to audition. You can learn how to carry a character. You can do all that stuff. Get on YouTube. Just get on something and learn how. But to me, it's like you got to be around people that are doing this. You know, as especially with crew, people will find their lane. And it's like 20 lanes, like the 405, right? So eventually you find your lane. And so it might be where you're a director, you're a producer. I gravitated towards production because I had a lot of skills on organization and so on. I still direct, but I don't run the cameras, obviously, you know why, right?
Caught up in the moment.
Yeah. I just get caught up. I write. So I know my lanes, and so I gravitate towards those. So you just have to put the work in and start getting involved, you know? So to me, it's like first steps is start learning, and then second step is start mixing. Those are the two keys.
Mixing.
Any tips on like where people can go and start? Like maybe like some like online stuff you can look up, or like
Talked about
They got the man.
got the Chicano Hollywood Masterclasses.com.
What about like places like in person, like where they can go and sign up to like try to like learn stuff? Or,
Yeah, so there's also like because some people aren't online teachers. So if you Google, there's a lot of classes that are happening now. And then there's people on our network that have classes. So we have like Charlie Boone, right, Chicano guy from San Diego. He does classes, live classes. He also does Zoom ones. But Charlie, you know, homeboy, he's the one that trained Halle Berry when she got her Oscar.
Oh, wow.
So this dude, he's trained Tom Cruise. He's trained others. So homeboy, he's Chicano dude, right? He's an excellent acting coach. There's Cindy Luna. She's another one. She had several CBS shows. She was on The Lost Ship. A few others that she was involved as a recurring actress. She does actors training. So there are some where they actually either get on a one-on-one with you in Zoom if you're too far away. Some of these actually do where they'll meet up somewhere. The big one right now that's really cool if you want to plug in and have a lot of fun is if you go to Chicano Hollywood and look under our friends and you find From the Streets to the Set or Chola Vision or Alex Alfaro, those three combined together to do a live training at Chola Vision Studio in East LA. So there you're with a bunch of homies and they're wonderful people, super talented. A lot of those guys, Bernice, she from Streets to the Set, she's getting them on like That Fool and other sets and so on. So they're getting exposed to some really big studio level stuff. So that would be a great place to start if you want, you know, in-person training. Alex Alfaro, amazing teacher, amazing story. Shout out to that guy, but he's another one that can set you up with classes. So there are opportunities, you know.
That's very exciting. I've been we get a lot of questions about like people wanting to get into acting. You as a producer, what do you look for in an actor when coming onto set? And not just like the talent level, but like just like the things that go with being on set.
Oh man, you gotta have a freaking good attitude. No divas, man. Those are the old days. People are. It's so crazy because they see on what's on TV.
Yeah, like and Blue M&M's only.
Yeah, man, and they think that I'm an actor. I'm a talent. All right, well, sit down.
Yeah.
You know, where's my trailer? Get trailer. There's a folding chair right there. You have some peanuts,
crackers.
You know? So yeah. You got to come in like you're ready to learn. Now there are as a producer when I direct too. I know that my lead talent, I need them to be focused. So some of them that are trained like Meisner, there's different methods, right?
Yeah.
Those guys are crazy, dude. They from the moment they leave their house, they're in character. Method actors, right? Yeah. So they're like in their character already. So when they're on set, you don't want a bunch of people around them breaking them out of that. That's how they learn. So that's why, like, okay, let's make some space. No one bother that actor because they're in their set, and they'll interact because they're doing their character, right? So that's why they might seem like a diva because you can't talk to them, but it's not that.
They're like in the zone.
They're in the zone. They're training. And as a director, I'm like, dude, back off. I need this dude to do it right, right? So that's like that. But if you're a new actor, you're on set. Like I learned, when I first started, I was in the San Francisco market. And it's a small market, right? So they would do a character description like me, tall, Latino, fat guy, right? So I'd go to the auditions, there's like 5 guys. I'm like, oh, I got this easy, right? And I would get a lot of stuff up there, commercials and some indie movies. I came down here, it's like freaking 200 guys like me. I'm like, oh, forget this junk. You know, I'm not going to do it, you know? Yeah. So I'm not an audition type of guy, so I don't do them. But as a director, as a producer that brings them in, they qualify because they had the skills, so they came. They're on set. Have a good attitude. Be a player. Work with everybody. Don't be a jerk. You start being a jerk. I've been around talent where they get stupid, and I'm like, we probably won't have them again. Then what sucks is that someone will ask me, hey, have you worked with so-and-so? I have. I won't say what happened, but I won't work with them again. And they're like, okay, that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Dang.
And you do that because you have to protect your sets. You
Yeah.
don't want someone causing tension.
Yeah.
Because that blows it for everybody.
Yeah,
Because there's already
exactly.
tension as it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
already
but-
stressful.
Yeah, it's already stressful. So now you're
And
adding on to that.
there's times that we have let's say the scene is supposed to be stressful. So I know, and I do this too, that, we'll intentionally make it stressful.
Start making noises and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Oh,
we'll
no.
like get irritable, we'll pretend like we're mad. Like Echo's World, Cinema Killers, they were telling me how they just produced this amazing short. Sonia Balcazar, it's called "Addicted to You." You can see the trailer on our Instagram and our Facebook. But she's the actress on it. She's the executive producer too. But LB, the director, was telling me how they were playing her because she's trying to reach out to the other actor, Anthony Fernandez, and they told Anthony, "Don't respond back." And they're telling him so that she could get frustrated and upset because the scene was she's supposed to be angry and upset. So he finally pops in, and he's a professional, right? He's done stuff with Adam Sandler and Kevin James and all that. And so he's like, man, I felt like bad, but they're telling me not to respond, right? So he gets on set. And she's like, take that in. But then the director's like, okay, take that.
And put it in there.
Put it in there, and that's what they got. So stuff like that will happen, and after you laugh about it, but
fucking assholes
at the
for all
time,
day.
you're creating this tension, and that's so yeah. But to me, is don't be a jerk, be flexible, and work hard.
Yeah.
Network.
Definitely.
Don't be a hoochie either. That's the other thing.
Hoochie?
It's like
What do you mean by
What do you mean by hoochie?
Yeah.
Pause.
What's
Don't try to hook up with the whole crew,
Like a
man.
hoochie mama?
Oh, like a hoochie mama?
Don't be a hoochie mama, man, or
be a
hoochie
thotty.
papa. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
don't hooch your way to the top.
Don't be a
don't.
thotty.
Don't hooch your way to the
hooch your way
top.
to the top.
Yeah. You don't do that because it's like those days are over, right?
Yeah.
Don't be a
There
hoochie
ain't
daddy.
no Harvey Weinstein Chicanos or nothing like that, right? To me, it's
Yeah.
like, no, man, you be professional. You don't have to flirt your way or throw yourself around to get a role, because I promise you, if you do that, there's going to be some dirtbag or some girl that's going to take advantage of that. But if you suck as an actor, you're not going to get the role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to be all upset, but I did this and that. Like, no, you did it because you
Someone
did
told you to be a
it.
hoochie.
But don't tell you-
It's a word
but
of-
you're
of
not
the
going to
month.
ruin this whole project because you suck as an actor.
Yeah.
So, and one bad actor can ruin the whole thing.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like walking with integrity, with character, with a great attitude, and be prepared. And then you're going to open a lot of doors, And there's a lot of roles out there. You don't always have to be the lead.
Yeah.
Man, be content to be a lower supporting role. You will grow into being a principal.
Definitely.
Also, I have a friend who's also into he's part of like the crews that like he's into he's in the film industry and like show industry. So he works on the crews that like help like that set up on stage, set up the lights and the
cool.
and the sound and stuff. And what I've learned is if you want to get into that type of stuff, no matter where you are in the film industry, you need to learn how to have patience as well. Because he works 16, 18 hours. 18 hours the most, but he works on average 12 to 16 hours every day, almost every day. So you have to have patience. If it's something you love to do, it's not going to feel that long.
Yeah.
But like you need to, if you want something, if you don't really have that much patience, you need to learn to have patience.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
There's times that when they're rolling, everybody's quiet. Don't move. Don't say nothing. You're just quiet and you're waiting. And once they say cut, take a break. You can do whatever. Then
Everyone's
roll it
farting.
again.
Someone's biting a
And
cracker.
I do that all the time.
Every
opening
director and
stuff.
producer is different. Some directors would like to have like 40 takes on one thing or 20 takes. And then there's one, I know it's famous that Clint Eastwood, if he directs, 1 or 2 takes, that's
Yeah.
it.
Really?
Because he doesn't want to waste his time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's
sense.
big. Anyone that works for him, one of his DPs, I did a commercial with his daughter, and so the mom was there, and they all knew Clint Eastwood really well, right? So they're telling me all this stuff, like how he is. This is a sweet guy and all that, but you better come prepared. So he works with all these big dog actors, right? And they're like nervous, and the challenge is to work with him is great because you got to get it within
On the
2
first or
takes.
second time.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you
tight.
don't get
That
it.
adds way more pressure.
Matt Damon was talking about it because when he made that film Invictus, Clint Eastwood directed it.
Oh, yeah.
The rugby one. So he said that there was a scene where it was like a emotional scene or whatever, and he said this line and he was like, hey, I just thought maybe I should say this. Like he was trying to think of a better, like a little different dialogue, or he said that he could have done it better.
Yeah.
And he's like, why? So you can waste everyone's time? It was like, cut, print. And I was like, cut, print, let's go. Next scene.
Let's go.
And he was like, oh, okay. I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he learned there, like, yeah, it's 1 or 2 takes and that's it, dude. You got to get it right.
better
And like,
come
even if you have a
prepared.
better idea or like you feel like you could have done it better, he's like, why you trying to waste everyone's time?
Hey, if you come to work, you better be ready to work.
Yeah, very
mistakes.
the only time I saw that were like when you're working with stand-up comedians, like when I'm working with actors, they're gonna come prepared.
Yeah.
So we did a project last March, and there was one actor. It's crazy. He came all the way from Vegas, and he wasn't prepared, and we could tell. So I had to pull him out. Dude, what do you need? Get these things memorized. Yeah. We had to break for an extra hour of lunch just so he can get that figured out, right? So that was super annoying. He's off our list, right? Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. He wasn't prepared. But then I've noticed when I'm working with stand-ups, stand-ups are different. They freaking don't even try to put a line in them because the magic with a stand-up comedian is that with the improv. Yeah. So when we were shooting Horchata with Oat Milk, it was hilarious because you had Anthony Fernandez, who was a trained thespian level actor. And then you have Concrete, and you have Jerry Garcia, right? And these are stand-ups, right? And Dunos, right? Jay Valentino, these are influencers, right? So you have a trained actor like Anthony Fernandez, and you have all these influencers that they're just spontaneous and they're improv. So to get that rhythm going, they had to figure that out because the trained actor is waiting for you. They know your lines too.
Waiting for the cue.
Not just their lines, they also know your lines.
And then you come up with some crazy like, what am I to say? But it was cool. Everyone found the rhythm. It was the magic of that. I mean, it was really exciting to see. But I've noticed some of the stand-ups to me, I would, if I was directing or when I'm going to direct another with them, I would be like, this is what I wrote. Let me see what you can do. Yeah. Because there's magic in that. So stand-ups are the only ones I would be, or influencers, maybe just a little bit more patient with. But if you're coming to me and you're an actor, well, then you better have your lines memorized. And everybody else's lines,
Right.
I think that's why a lot of Martin Scorsese movies are really brilliant because he also works with very professional actors, but he also loves and he allows a lot of improv. Yeah. In the moment stuff. And that's why a lot of those scenes that's been improv is beautiful and perfect. Because sometimes, people just got it. They're like, I feel like if I say this is way better than what they wrote.
Yeah, it comes from inside. That's the beauty. So I mean, I know some directors want the script probably like Clint is because he was involved in that. Yeah. But I lean more on the side. Well, let me see what you can do. Yeah. And if it comes from inside and it's like, all right, this is cool. You fit
the emotion and all that stuff. Yeah.
What's funny is I saw Blood and Blood Out, right? You guys saw Blood and Blood Out. Yeah. So Carlos, he plays Popeye. I love Carlos. He's a freaking amazing actor. He's a thespian actor, right? From Panama. And so we were at the East LA Film Festival, and there was some homies there, right? These homies were there to see Popeye, right? Popeye. I want to see Popeye, right? And all these homies are there and stuff. And then, Carlos is up there, and a couple of others are talking about Blood In, Blood Out, the story, the background, all that. And then someone asked him, so tell me, how were you able to develop that character? And Popeye, Carlos, he's a trained actor. So he's like, so it was like, when you get the sound coming from a cello, and I'm a thespian Shakespearean actor, and he's just like,
he's going
a professional, right? Yeah. But I look to my right, and the little homie's like, oh, wow. And they expected Popeye, right? They're there to meet this homeboy, fellow gang member. Yeah. And they're like, oh, wow. Then I looked to my left. I told my daughter, check out that dude over there. They're like, oh, wow.
They were disappointed.
They were like, what? He's like, I'm a thespian actor. And he's amazing, right? But he was who he was. But these homies were like, I thought you were Popeye. I thought that's how good he is.
Yeah. That's how I felt with... You're familiar with Super Ego, correct?
Oh yeah.
So his homie, Sleepy Brown.
Yeah.
So I remember, we had him on the show, and we grew up watching Sleepy Brown, and so we grew up watching Alex, but I never seen him as Alex. I only seen him as Sleepy Brown. Yeah. So it's funny when he first came to the show, that was the first time ever seeing him as Alex, and he was like, "Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?"
Oh, well, yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're a whole different person.
Yeah.
It's so funny seeing like that.
You get it, you're like, wait. Like,
no, it's not just, it's both of them. Even Eric and Alex, it's funny because we filmed with them one time. We're all in over there with them, and then just when we all met up, just them, super cool, super just a vibe, everything's cool. Then they start putting the clothes on, right, and then bam, out of nowhere they start saying record. Totally different person. Yeah. The character is just the fact that they've done that character for so long. Yeah. It's like it just hits right away, and it's funny because you know them as just themselves, Eric and Alex, and then you know them as the characters, Ego and CB Brown, and it's just funny because Alex is a totally different person from his character, and it's just so funny.
And you see the professionalism. These guys are freaking awesome, right? And then you meet them on side like, whoa.
Yeah. I don't care what anyone says; they're professionals, dude. I don't care what anyone says.
When they're going, because I remember when we were doing the videos, I was like, bro, is this scripted?
Yeah, it's all improv. It's literally all improv.
Everything's improvised.
Yeah,
big time,
hilarious.
Yeah, he was telling us that he's just like, all right, so we're gonna do this. figure out how to do it.
And then they just jump in.
Yeah,
right?
just jump in.
Yeah,
jump
yeah,
in.
yeah.
We felt I felt like a little fish the day we were doing that. It was like
Fish out of water.
crazy improv. I was like, yo,
Where's
like,
my lines? Where's
Yeah,
my lines?
I was like,
That's not my cue. That's not my cue.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, damn.
So
No.
I have like a really big question for like people. Also, there's also a personal question for me because I want to know too. But like, so I'm a writer. I like getting things. I want to make movies, right? I want to do all that stuff. I know there's people watching too that they have movie ideas, but they don't know what, like how to start, where to get investors, or like just how to make the
how
movie
to
happen.
make it, how to take the next
Yeah,
steps.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is what I always tell them. This is what I've done like with myself too, right? The first thing is pop the bubble that you're gonna write the next $20 million script. You're not. Yes, and now you might have the $20 million idea. You will, but no one's going to give you a new writer that has 0 credits, $20 million bucks, and they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So what you got to do is start taking the steps, right? So you already know how to write a short film, right? So, and you know basic formatting skills.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is like, and actually I was yesterday I was mentoring this guy on how to get it right. He sent me, cool guy. Same story. I've been wanting to get into this. Got caught up, did some time, and this is on IG, right? So we're DMing, and he says, "Can I send you a sample of my writing?" And I said, "Yeah." So he sends me this cool story, right? So then I hit him back on email. I said, "Okay, now this is your next steps." I send a link to Amazon. I said, "There's a book called Save the Cat."
Oh yeah, Save the Cat.
$10. I said, "This is where it starts. Buy that book."
Yeah.
Buy that book, master that format. And the other thing is then I sent him a link to Celtics. Celtics is a free online script writing. I said, master those 2 things. I said, master those, write 5 short films, and then you hit me up at the end of February. Right? Now, for a beginner, that's the best steps. Save the Cat, go to Amazon, $10. Celtics, CELTX.com. Learn that formatting. So once you got those things nailed, then the next step is to write what I call a producible script. Horchata with oat milk. What attracted me to that, because Jeff Reyes, he's Echo's World, he said, it's a tight budget, I get it. I said, he says, there is some for a writer. I said, that's cool, but as long as you commit to me that it's going to be produced, I want to, because I've got scripts, so nothing's been produced yet, and I wanted to be a produced writer.
Yeah.
So there's people with ideas, and there's people with scripts, and there's people with produced scripts. So you want to get to that level. So for feature films, right? And we could do all shorts now, but feature film. So I took advantage of that, and I said, bro, I'm down with it. I don't care what. Even on set, I produced, but they had it all nailed. I was just a COVID guy.
Yeah.
So people, and I wasn't a very good one, I'll tell you that right now. People go up and like I shoot them in the head, and then they go and I forget about it, right? So so we shot it, but what I wanted out of that was to be a produced writer. So the budget was tight and it was small, but it got made. So it's a feature film coming out with some great players in there. So what's the next step for you is write a script that you could shoot here at your mom's house. And not the studio. You shoot here in the studio, right? And you shoot in this neighborhood because it's you. You can do whatever you want in this neighborhood, right? And you make a movie, right? And you could do it. You have gear here, right? This camera's here. You got sound equipment. You can bring in players. People help. I can come and help you. Yeah. And we just make a movie. It doesn't cost. If you put people together and they're down to be a part of it, collaborating, that's a term. When you hear the word collaborating, that means no one's getting paid. Yeah. But we'll eat and we'll make something. So you collaborate with people and get yourself, you as the writer, bring someone else in to be the director. You tell them, look, we'll get you that credit. Bring someone else to be the producer, right? And you just say, let's all get ourselves that one credit for a feature film. Stick yourself on IMDb. There is a movie. It's on Chicano Hollywood, right? So automatically you have a streaming platform that's going to stream it for you, right? So it's all there already. So you have all the pieces already to do it. What's the next step?
Execute,
dude. So write your script. So if you have a script right now that's a $10 million budget, put it away. Damn. I want you to write something that you could shoot for what, $10,000. Yeah, and that's easy.
Like a drama, like The Whale. Did you see The Whale?
Yeah.
Bro, that thing was taken in an apartment.
Yeah, see, one location.
It was one location, one room, 2 rooms,
2 hours,
and a hallway.
Yeah, one location. Motherfucker. So you could. The easiest too is a horror. Now I don't like horrors. That scare me.
I get scared. I want to be part of it.
To shoot them.
I don't like horses.
What's easy about a horror is that the star is the horror.
Yeah.
So you don't ever have stars and whores
Star is the
because
whore.
the star is the whore. But again, no,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to do
Like,
that.
oh, nah.
But or you could do a comedy, right? If you get the right guys together, you could do some like a little comedy-based comedy. But look at the resources you have, and if one location is always best. Remember, every time you move to another location, it's called a company move. So if you try to do 2 locations in one day, it's still going to take 2 hours of your day to go over there and set up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So just shoot the crap out of the locations you have. Do it in one.
Yeah.
Do it here in your studio, or do it maybe at your mom's house down the street, or whatever it might be. You know. So I'm trying. But the biggest thing is just do it.
Yeah.
And you could do it for cheap. And then once you're a produced writer, when you're writing scripts and you're looking for investors, they'll say, "Have you have anything produced?" Yep. And where's it
Backlog
at?
of stuff.
It's on a streaming platform.
Oh, that's better.
See? And then they
Yeah.
say, "Did you get your money back?" Well, not from that streaming platform, but but the idea is like we have ads running on ours, so we're doing our best to create the ecosystem for it.
Yeah.
But I built that streaming platform so that our filmmakers can say, instead of saying it's on YouTube or Vimeo, it's on a streaming platform. And that's why I built it.
That's good.
And one of the biggest honors I had the other day was I had a filmmaker hit me up for a LOI. And he said, "Hey, I'm talking to investors. They just want to know where it's going to go. Can you give me a letter of intent? That'd be hard to do." I said, "Nah, dude, write it and then I'll sign it."
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So that was why I built this thing, so that our filmmakers can say we have a streaming platform that will give us a letter of intent. Had another guy hit me up. He said, "Hey, we have this movie coming out, but we got to get some of our money back. Let's do a pay-per-view. You guys do all the marketing. I'll market too, and I have the option to do pay-per-view. We'll set the price at whatever, $10, and their total budget was like $25,000. So I'm like, dude, make $25,000. I mean, we'll push it along. That as I can't guarantee you can get out $25,000, but I will say that let's push as much as we can. If you can get 10 or 15 out of our platform, and then put it on Amazon, put it on Tubi, put it on these others, you'll get your investors' money back. Might take them a year. It's usually about a year to 18 months for that to mature, right? So, but at least I know I have that option to offer filmmakers.
Yeah.
That's good.
And it helps them raise money. You know,
That's really
so
good.
Yeah.
that's how. So producible script, that's the key.
And get it on Chicano Hollywood.
That's the other key. That's the number one key. And then I don't have
key to success.
Yeah, that's the major one. But I don't do exclusive. I'm non-exclusive. Like I tell filmmakers, look, dude, put it on here. But let's say Netflix says, okay, we want it, but we want exclusive. I said, dude, if you got that, you call me, text me, and I'll shut it off. And then so you tell me, yes, it's exclusive for you, and I'll shut it off of ours because I want you to be successful.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know,
I
so
like
I'm
that.
like totally filmmaker
I like
side.
that.
I don't lock anyone in.
Yeah.
But if I put money into it, nah, heck no, bro.
Better tell Netflix to write me my check first too.
Yeah.
Write me my check first, and then it's good.
I feel like you can do it, bro.
That makes sense.
For sure.
I feel like you really could do it. Like, you really put your mind to it. You work hard on that script. I feel like you do it. Because honestly, like, really good examples of, like, movies that are super low budget that was nowhere near $1 million but became very big because of it. One good example is, like, a comedy that you said. Napoleon Dynamite.
No, yeah.
Super low budget.
Literally, that's all I was thinking about the whole time.
Super low budget, and it became very big and made a lot of money.
biggest- yeah.
Another good example, like you said, the horror franchise. One of like the most cheapest movies they made, and it became a bit like $1 million franchise. Saw.
So,
The first Saw movie
Oh,
was
yeah.
super low budget to the point where one of the, I think, writers or producers was one of the actors in the movie, the main characters in the movie. It's the other white guy, the skinny one. That's why you could tell that his acting wasn't that great in the movie.
Because he was one of the
Because he was one of like the writers or producers. I forgot what he was, but
They threw him in.
They threw him in because they had no one. They didn't have enough
Dude,
budget
I
to
do
get
that.
another actor.
Oh, wow.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I'll just jump in like, okay, no, I'll do it. It's just
Yeah, but
what
look at
you
that.
do, you know?
Super low budget that they
Yeah.
had to use one of the writers or I forgot what his position was, but they put him in there and it became like a super $100 million freaking franchise, man.
Yeah, and if you get the right people behind you, do what's called guerrilla filmmaking.
Oh,
Have you heard
guerrilla
that term?
film, yeah.
Yeah, so guerrilla filmmaking, that means you're taking, you don't need a lot of crew pulling around. Get your sound set up on your labs, get your camera out, get your 1 or 2 talent, and go out to freaking downtown San Bernardino or Riverside or wherever, and just shoot it and keep shooting until the cops come. And I guarantee
Like the gun? The other gun?
yeah, I guarantee you the cops won't come, you know, because they don't care. Now, if you do have a gun, tell the cops.
Yeah, I had a funny story. We didn't tell the cops.
We're in a sketchy ass like alley too. Fuck that.
There is this one time I was doing a mock trailer with my friends. It was called it was like a parody of Avengers. It was called Cholo Civil War.
That was actually a good one. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty funny.
That was sick. Shout out Hugo.
Yeah.
But so we remade the we made like the Avengers trailer literally second by second. So like you can see whatever's happening on the actual trailer is happening on the parody trailer,
Dude,
but with like
that?
Cholos.
I need to see that.
I'll show you. It's so sick.
that's
And
cool.
we're doing it. And there's a scene where we're like one of the actors. He's like bicycling down a like street. It's like an abandoned street, not abandoned, but it's a street like out like in Fontana that no one goes through. And then he's got like a gun on him, and he's just kind of he's driving, right? And it's a big ass like M16 type gun.
My God.
And he's just kind of like that. And we're recording it, and then we're just okay, cool, yeah, we're all done. And we literally all get in the car, and then we like drive away. Like once we like turn the street, there's like a fleet of cops
coming.
Hard like 7 cop cars, SUV cars, just like going right where we were at, and we're oh shit,
they're deep and they're loaded.
Yeah,
they had the safety off.
Yeah, we got out just in time, but
God.
we're like, holy shit.
Yeah, they came in like, what?
Yeah.
So when you do that, just get some big yellow signs. Just in movie filming.
Yeah.
Just put it somewhere and you're fine. You know, because that all it is someone saw the dude with the gun.
Called ASAP.
Right?
Yeah.
So especially in this day and age of mass
There's like an old
shootings.
M16 like that. Big old gun, bro.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, just get something that says filming. Get a couple people that say just hold it. Stay out of camera and hold it.
Yeah. Filming.
Yeah, but anytime you're working with weapons at all, you want to at least let one cop know.
Say, hey, we're filming out here.
We're just student filmmakers, you know, blah blah blah, and just and then they'll be, especially if it's out of LA, out this way, they're gonna be oh cool, and they might even come park just to come.
Oh, just check it out.
Yeah, but you're going in LA like that, forget it, bro. You're in trouble. So
yeah, I heard
you gotta get permit
license and
Oh,
stuff.
you have to. You gotta get cops because it's crazy. It's dangerous. But
it's
out here, I
dangerous.
think you guys there's a flexibility out here, but just make sure you're informing the right people.
Yeah, we don't need permits out here.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We need permits for nothing, not even to park.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna put a studio out here, bro.
There's so many warehouses you can.
That's what we were talking about,
so many
dude. I mean,
warehouses.
to me, it's like that'd be
Well,
great.
I feel it's easier when it's like a like smaller crew because it's a small amount of people. You don't need a permit. But when of course when it's like a big production, there's a bunch of people.
Oh, you got a bunch of
definitely
trucks?
definitely got to have a permit for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about it, and I understand why. If you got a bunch of film trucks coming, you're taking parking, you're blocking
lights.
businesses from doing business, and all. So you got to go and just be courteous, right?
Yeah.
But to me, you can get with a run and gun crew, you can just get a lot done. I'm shooting a docu-series with the nonprofit in LA, and it's basically gang members learning how to become stand-up comedians.
Oh, interesting.
It'd be fun to do, and I'm like, okay, how do we do this? I don't want to bring in a big crew, so there's only 5 of us, and the 5 of us are going to shoot this really awesome docuseries. We don't need a big crew for that.
Yeah.
So just with you 3 and maybe 1 or 2 others, you can freaking do some serious content. A lot of it has to do with the technology. We can run our own sound now. We can run our own cameras. We can do all that stuff. It's always good to have people trained on how to do it so it comes out clean. So make sure you got that figured out. But you don't need, like, I've done movies at $2.5+ million movies, right? I had like 50 crew, and I had like 75 background art. That was huge, dude. And I was all over the northern parts of New Mexico, right? That was a lot. I had trucks, I had everything. So that was a freaking loss. 3 months of misery. But we got the movie done.
Yeah, I got the movie.
But but that's different. So what you can do, to me, it's like, just get it done. Get the credits, right? Produce a feature film.
Yeah.
85 minutes. You guys do
85 minutes for sure.
Yeah, and do parody.
Yeah, parodies are fun.
Parodies fun, dude. You can do
Scary Movie had 5 of them.
Yeah,
or 6.
and it's legal. You can do anything parody, and that's funny.
Let me show you our parody, the Cholo Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
It's directed by my friend Statcho Git. Shout out Hugo Pimentel.
Shout out to Hugo.
Is that Fontana?
There was an idea.
So this is second per second for the music video. I mean the actual trailer.
A group of homies full.
To see if we can become something more chingon.
Is that that's Saul right there?
Humping dog.
That's little Saul.
Oh yeah.
That they never could, homie.
I love this part right
Yeah, this
here.
part's crazy.
That's crazy right there.
Oh heck yeah. This is cool.
That's actually pretty good. I like that they did that.
You will know what it's like to lose, homies. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Ready? Run from it. Destiny still arrives, pendejo.
Oh yeah. You guys are having too much fun. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
There's a
it.
gun.
Dude, there was probably snipers on roast. I got him excited. Should I take the shot?
Engage all defenses, Holmes. And bring this man a shield.
What was that?
A little jump, bro.
Something one considers when balancing the universe, Holmes. But this does put a smile on my face.
Dude, if you could do that, right? Would that take you 1-2 days?
It's about like a week, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's because there's like a lot of people's schedule.
Yeah, it's because of the scheduling.
Okay. So that makes sense. Okay, so you get that crew, those actors, whoever, and you give yourself 10 days, and you shoot it in 10 days. You do 8 to 10 pages per day, depending on your scenes.
Yeah.
But you get it done in 10 days. You say, guys, we're gonna do this. Everyone's gonna get however you get the crews and the credit and all that stuff. You feed them good, so it's gonna cost you about, let's say you have total 20 people involved in this thing. So it's going to cost you to feed them every day, twice a day, right? You tell them, come eat breakfast before you come to set.
Expect Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Expect pizza double cut.
Double cut.
The way I see your little film family here, you can freaking do a parody. You can do something like that. So if you did that, you can make a funny movie. The Cholo movies, they always are funny, dude. So to me, it's like do a parody of Blood In, Blood Out.
Imagine.
Bro, you'd be hated.
I know. I was about to say. I think we'd be hated.
You'll be. It's like doing something about the Virgen de Guadalupe. I mean,
don't fuck with that.
You
Don't
can
fuck
hate
with
with Blood In, Blood Out, bro. You can't fuck with
But it would be
Avengers?
hilarious, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious. But anyways, to me, it's like you guys got the skills already.
Bro, when he jumped like the Hulk.
Yeah,
That was just a little jump, bro. I knew it was the Hulk before even knowing it was the Hulk.
Yeah. To me, that's like you guys got the skills. To me, it's like the only reason you're not doing it is because you're not doing it. That's it.
Right, damn,
the
that's
only
deep.
reason.
Yeah, that's
You're
actually
not
not just because you're not doing it.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's it, dude.
I put on Instagram that we'll be having you on and ask people if they have any questions.
Uh-oh.
So we got some questions. So let's see. Go through it. Let me just find because there's a couple. So let me find some cool ones.
When I was on American Cholo, someone asked me about the George Lopez, Paul Rodriguez tension. I'm like, that's none of my business, man. It's like two Theos don't like each other. What do you do?
What do you do? You mind your business?
Yeah, mind your business, man. That's on them. You know?
They're like two tios fighting for terrenos.
Yeah.
To me, I think they're both amazing people, and I love what they've done for our community. So
Yeah.
I respect them both. You know?
So what are some genres you enjoy filming, and which ones are the most difficult to film?
Comedy. I love comedy.
Uh-huh.
To me, that's the most. That's the most fun because you're cracking up the whole time, and the sets are always fun. You know, you're just friends making a fun movie. The ones I'm not in a hurry to do, but I'll still do will be more of your over dramatic ones. You know, although we need those, but they're boring. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to me going to set and having fun, I love comedy, you know, and I would always lean that way. As a writer, though, I do write drama really good too, though. So I just don't like to be on set with them.
It's very dramatic.
It's all you're sad the whole day.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
This one's pretty cool. How do you find film composers or people who do your music for the films?
Especially, I'll help you. Whoever's asking that, dude. I get hit up all the time by composers.
Oh, really?
There's so many people that want to get in the game, and they send me samples. They just want to get their credits, and that's why I'm like, whatever we could do to help people get their first credit. So there's composers that want to get their first credit. Now you're gonna come across some that they're freaking awesome, and there's one homie, Chicano dude. He does like the trailers for all the players, and he's expensive for them. But he's down for us, you know, and he's like, whatever you need, bro. So there's going to be people that are at that higher level that want to help. I was just at a post-production house, and Jesus and Abby, they gave me the tour. These guys do like all the big TV shows and stuff. And they said, Jesus told me, hey, look, because I said, bro, this is big budget because they got Disney, they have MGM, they have Warner, all there. And he goes, dude, that's why we're having you here, because it's for us.
Yeah.
So don't worry about budget right now. If it's Michael, that's cool. So there's always going to be people at the top that want to come down and help. So that's what's good. The other thing is there are composers that if you put up, or if you send it to me and say, hey, we need a composer, I'll put it up for you. And we need a composer, blah, blah, blah. You'll get people submitting saying that they want to do it. So
dope.
I get them from freaking Europe. We want to be part of your Chicano Hollywood. I'm like,
Hell,
you know what a
that's sick.
Chicano is? So-
Chicano worldwide.
Yeah.
Is that mainly just making your own music basically for the film?
Yeah. That's
okay.
the other thing too, is that there's a lot of music producers in our community, and what you want them to do when they're composing, they're scoring, all this what we heard in your trailer right now,
score.
you pull the scores, and so it's that kind of stuff. So it does take skill, which don't be afraid to give people opportunity, but it does take skill for them to sit there and compose a horror. There's certain frequencies that get in people's minds and makes them scared, so they know those as they grow, they'll learn those skills, right? You could YouTube that stuff too. Or if it's dramatic, the piano playing, that kind of stuff. So there are people that it does take skill for people to create the mood. If it's a Western or if it's a gang movie or a sci-fi, there's different sounds. Yeah. So that takes skill, but to me, I'm like, how do we get this person that wants to grow into that? Once you give them the assignment and you say, this is what I want, these are the samples I want, now you find it. And then they dig deep. If they really want to do this, they're going to get on YouTube and look at movies and like, okay, I can do this. And it works. So
if they really want it, they'll get it.
Yeah, and then dropping in music in there too. Now, if you say, okay, we want this type of music, like I have a movie that I wrote. It's called it's based on my high school years, right? But I have all the '80s music in there, right? All the freestyle, Lisa, Debbie Deb, Shannon. I have all the freestyle, right? Stevie B, right? But I also like Careless Whisper. So Careless Whisper, just for me to get that for I think it was 30 seconds, $180,000. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna wait till we do that one. So that's my pet project. When I'm done, I'll do that one.
So does a composer do that? Like, let's say a composer. So what is it called when someone? Let's just say the whole movie is just songs that already been made. What is
that's a music supervisor?
Oh, okay, there you go.
And you want that person to be connected to labels and so on. If you want mainstream songs, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So for your first beginning projects, there's a lot of people, especially in our community. We launched Chicano Hollywood Musica, which we're trying to build underneath people that are in the music industry, right? So a lot of those guys, they want their music in movies, so they'll collab with you. Remember, I said collab means you're doing it for free, and then you're giving them a shout out. You're putting their music in a movie, There's people who do that now. As the higher they get, of course, they put time in. They're gonna want something. But there's so many of these people that are at that higher level that they're just down to help too. So don't be afraid to ask either. I was talking to a filmmaker in Houston, and he said, I asked so and so, and I don't want to say his name because in case it doesn't go through. But I'm like, okay, now that guy he's a Chicano rapper. I said, that guy's at a higher level. So I said, make sure you get your legal work done, get an agreement going, how much seconds you want. I kind of gave him tips on what to do with it. I said, but from what I know, I've never met him in person, but we do DM on IG. I said, from what I hear, he's a great guy, and if he's down to help you, then just tell him. But just give him a lot of love. Just shout him out. And so there are people that will work with you. So I'm always about give the people on the bottom a shot. But there's music supervisors, there's composers, there's scoring, there's Foley. Foley is when you're walking and you hear the leaves crunching. So
that's cool.
Sometimes it doesn't get picked up on the mic, but so you have to add that. Yeah. So there's Foley too. So there's different things, but.
I got two more for you. So how do you handle actors that make it difficult to work with?
So if you're already on set, it's a done deal. You're here, you have a crew there. If I have a huge crew on a big project, I mean, I'm spending thousands of dollars for that day. I need this actor to chill, right? So what I do, if they're being stupid, normally I'll just pull away. Hey, what's up? What's going on, man? You cool? What's happening? Most of the time, there's something personal that's going on. So you help them figure that out. Do they need a half hour to rest and make a phone call? Dude, take it. Don't worry. We'll be back in 30. Just break everybody, right? So you want to help whatever's going on. Now, if it's tension between the director and the actor, well, then you say, okay, you tell the actors. If there's this tension and you can tell who's being difficult, if it's the director or the actor, whoever it is, you say, okay, look, we're here. You see all these people? They're ready to work. And every hour you extend this, we're going to overtime. I said, you need to let me know. Do you want me to replace you? So, but if you're like halfway through the movie, you can't replace the actor.
Yeah.
You know, but I could replace the director, right?
Yeah.
So, but so you just have to have that conversation. But it just depends, you know. So you want to be able to. You as a producer, you're walking in with the counseling heart. I was a pastor for 23 years, so I can walk in and chill things out, right? But for the most part, you got to know where you're at. You can't shut the whole thing down, you know. And that's going to cost you a lot of money, and it's hard to get everybody back because that doesn't always work.
The biggest example of that is Back to the Future.
What happened Back to the Future?
So basically, they filmed half of the film. Oh, they're almost kind of done with the film. It was like 50 to 70% done with it, and they had to fire the main actor because it wasn't. I'm literally blanking on his name right now. Michael J. Fox. It wasn't him the whole time. It was a different actor named Eric something. I forgot his name.
Oh, in the first one.
Yeah, the very first one. Yeah. And the thing is, he's a method actor, and he's also more of a serious actor.
Yeah.
So he wasn't a comedic actor. So they felt like everything was just off. His comedy timing was terrible. Everything.
Ooh,
so but the thing was when they wrote the script and everything, they were gonna like do casting. They wanted Michael J. Fox. By the time he was making a show. I forgot the name of the show. And the creators and all that said no because they said no because they wanted him to be focused on the show. Finally, they like all things aligned where they were finally like, look, like we really need him. We really want him. We'll promise that your guys' show is first priority and the Back to the Future second. So
he was doing both right at the same time.
So he would sleep like 2-3 hours every day for like filming for like 90 days or something like that. Yeah. So they had to like literally film the whole movie again without the main heads knowing like the
really?
They had to do it all behind their back
because all the money
so it was extra money. They lied about what the extra money was for and everything, so they filmed everything again. There's even some scenes in the movie where it's like maybe like the back of the character's head,
but it's not
Marty,
him?
But it's the other actor.
Oh, really?
It saves time.
So it just saves time and it saves budget. I remember seeing a whole there's a series on Netflix. It's about big blockbuster movies and like how it was created, and a lot of the blockbuster movies that we know had a lot of problems. So Back to the Future had a lot of problems with the budget, the talent, and having to do everything all over again.
Home Alone, first one, that same thing.
They couldn't
hectic. That was a hectic.
Jaws. I heard a lot about Jaws.
Another one. So what I've learned in the stuff that we've done is like, okay, crap's gonna happen. Just be prepared. And as a producer, you're there to put the fires out as they come. And man, I've had strikes. Where I had the grips. They're like, we're done, and it was all had to do with from the top because the top wasn't paying them. We had one poor girl that hadn't got paid in a month, right? And so they just locked the truck, and I mean I felt bad because I'm the producer on set, so we had to figure that out. We were able to save the day. It took about 2 hours of negotiation, but I'm always like, well, what's going on? What's happening? And then we haven't got paid. So what? So then you call we call the office. What's going on? Oh, blah 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 blah. I said, dude, we're done. They're striking. So I've had that. I've had injuries. I have to take people to the hospital. Call the ambulance. You're gonna have stuff, right? Weather, dude. I was on a movie where we had all these poor Native Americans. They were playing Aztec warriors. Freaking 20 degrees, and they're in a freaking loincloth running through the desert. And the crazy director, he just wanted the DP. Was a DP. No, we got to do it again. And they made those poor guys do it like probably at least 8 or 9 times.
Oh, they were warm by then.
Oh my God, they were. Oh man, it was crazy. That day for me, it was a 23-hour day. So you want to get into this business? I mean, that was a 23-hour day, and by the time we cleared up, that was our last day on set. I got there the day before, like at noon. I left at 11 in the morning the next day. Jeez. So that's this business. Why the heck do we do it?
They say that like they say in film that Mother Nature can either be your biggest enemy or your biggest friend. Because sometimes there's a scene where you need like a very like perfect sunset drop, and it can be perfect for that scene. But then sometimes the weather is just
cloudy.
It happens out of nowhere. Maybe it rains out of nowhere, or like just too windy, and you need to film that day. It just ruins everything.
Sharknado. You never know.
No, but to your point too, we did a movie with the Virgen de Guadalupe scene, right? And the DP had this specific vision, and I budgeted. Okay, we can get this. It's only a couple lines, right? Hey, go, give this message, right? Should not be that hard. So you have what's called the golden hour, right? That's when the sun is right there. So I budgeted one day, get up there, shoot that. It's not that hard. Do a couple takes. You have 1 hour to do it. Freaking took us 3 days because he wanted that look. And I was pissed because we would shoot what we had to shoot, and then we'd go back and do another take. Shoot what we had to shoot, go back. So it took us 3 days to climb this mountain. It was a pain. And I was so angry about it. I almost fired that guy. But it came out amazing.
You're like, trust the process.
Yeah, it was like, oh,
Trust
man.
the process.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh yeah, that was my idea. You know.
I got this crazy topic I totally forgot about. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a crazy one. It's a little touchy one, but the thing that's going on with Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't understand how. So he's getting charged for
second degree, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like if
second degree manslaughter. Yeah.
But I don't think he has anything to do with giving a wrong
well,
gun.
no, it just
or how did that go?
Just your understanding of gun safety, because he still had a real gun, and if you have any kind of training, I don't care if it's empty, I don't care if it's broken, you never point a real gun at anybody.
Yeah.
So he's, from what I understand, I saw all the videos and all that stuff, right? So like anybody else, I can't say I was there, but from what I understand, he had even though the AD gave him the gun, or whoever, what group person gave, on every set, whenever you have real guns, or even fake guns, but real guns especially, you should have what's called an armorer. An armorer is someone that's trained to handle the guns. They're the only ones that touch them unless the actor has them. No one in between should be touching them. And there should never, ever, ever be live ammunition on a set at all. So because it's New Mexico, because of the whole vibe out there, it's a different vibe, right? So they were, from what I understand, shooting rabbits and all this stuff. So if you're shooting rabbits and you have a crew nearby, that means there's a live gun, and it's just not safe. Long story short, Alec Baldwin was given what's called a hot gun, and he said that it wasn't. He was told it was cold. It doesn't matter. You still don't point a gun at someone and pull the trigger. Yeah. And he pulled the trigger and he shot I think the DP and the director, right? And the girl dies, right? And the other one got hurt. Wow. So is he understanding how the law is now? How New Mexico interprets it, second degree manslaughter. So he didn't go there intending to kill anybody, so it's not first degree. Yeah. But it was still his actions that killed someone. So there is a penalty for that. That's something that he had responsibility for. Yeah. So it's a tough one on our sets. When we've had armorers, Jeff Reyes, Echoes World, he's an armorer. He's a close friend of mine. I just bring him. He has guns. He has all that. And I said, dude, now when he works, they'll do the shooting scene. They sell cut. Then he jumps in and says, okay, everybody stop. Do not move. Then him and his team will go collect all the guns. And then they go back to whatever. Then they reset. Then him and his team give all the guns back. So you don't let someone walk big and bad. Walk with a gun. They can't go to snack to launch with a gun. So it's very, very strict. And it sucks because their irresponsibility made it hard for everybody else. Now we have stricter rules. But if it saves lives. There was another case in Georgia where these guys, the producers went to prison, the AD went to prison because they set up a nightmare scene. They put a bed on a bridge on a railroad track. But what you do with that is you call the railroad company. Can we do this? Make sure there's no trains.
They did not call?
They did not call. And so they set this bed up. They're filming. And then around the bend, they don't even if I was doing that, right? Not that I ever take risks. I don't take risks, but sometimes I do. I would have sent PAs all the way down with radio saying, you look down like 2-3 miles, you look down like 2 miles, and let us know if the train comes, right? I don't do that, just so you know. Anyways, they didn't even do that. They just set up on a bridge. You ever walk on a bridge of a train track? It's freaking scary, right? So they have this crew with a big metal bed and a crew on there, probably at least 15, 20 people. And they're on this, they're shooting this, and the train comes. So what do they do? Freaking every man for themselves. They just ran. The bed's there. So as they're running, the train hits the bed railing flips out and hits, I think it was the AD. No, not the AD. It was one of the other crew, I don't remember who, but her name was Sarah. It hit her and killed her. So that is total negligence from production because they didn't get permission from the AD who should have made the place secure. I mean, there's a line of command that you have to make sure. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't use your guns. Get a cop there if you're going to have a gun there. It's always safe. I mean, we're crazy. We take risks, but whenever you have any kind of weapon, unless it's like a green, orange squirt gun, and they know it's like those blue ones. That's cool. But if you're gonna come out there looking with the crazy gun, especially in this day and age of mass shootings, cover yourself because someone will shoot you.
Yeah.
It happens. I know another group that they were doing a pretend like they're doing a bank robbery,
Oh,
and they're by a bank shooting that way. But the cops came. What do you think?
Yeah.
So yeah. So to me, it's like the whole Alec Baldwin sucks because it's even a thing on set now. Like, hey, we can't pull an Alec Baldwin. It's a joke now.
oh,
But it's a real thing. So you
Yeah.
have to make sure you're safe because it's a different world now. You know. So yeah, is he gonna do time? Probably.
Probably bail himself out,
Yeah,
no?
yeah. Well, yeah. If he's sentenced to some time, he won't be able to bail. Like if he
Oh.
gets arrested, then he can bail until he goes to court. But if he does time, he's sentenced. I mean, he needs to do something to really think about this. You know.
Yeah, you only bail yourself out when you're arrested.
yeah. What happened to didn't the same thing happen with the what's that movie long time ago? The
Crow?
The Crow.
Yeah, something there with Bruce Lee's, right?
Yeah.
So,
Bruce Lee's
so
kid?
They have with those guns,
just him.
they have these fake bullets. They have like a wad of paper in
himself.
there, something like that. So I don't know if his gun had a real bullet, but something similar, where they shot it and he was close range and it killed him. You know, and with Bruce Lee, he got killed that way. And then the biggest one, which when you're working with minors, that's another thing. Anything, the rule of thumb is try not to work with minors or pets or water. Right, those three animals, minors, and water is always a hard one. So. With kids back in the 80s or early 90s, there was a movie being made that was like a spin-off feature of The Twilight Zone. And they had an actor named Vic Morrow. Now, Vic Morrow in the 60s was like this stud A-list actor. He had a series called Combat. So it was really cool. I remember as a kid seeing Combat all the time, right? And he was on there, and they had two kids. They had a helicopter, and it was like at 2 a.m. Number one rule, you don't have kids on set at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But back then, it was whatever the director wanted. The
No
director
laws.
gets. Yeah, no laws. Kids are on set. Vic Morrow's on set. Helicopter comes, crashes. The blade decapitates all three of the two kids and Vic Morrow. Boom. Dead. Heads rolling. So that changed a lot, where now you have to have what's called a studio teacher. So if I'm going to have minors there, I have to have a studio teacher that's going to advocate for the kids. So if I'm a director and I say, okay, I want the kids around this car, it's going to come at 50 miles an hour. They're going to say, no, it's not going to happen. We will walk from the set. So they have the authority to pull the kids. They can't shut down my set, but they could pull the kids.
Yeah.
So, and they're there, and you would think, well, the parents, but what happens is my kids were child actors. And, I always protected my kids. I don't care what they say. I'll walk and I'll punch someone else, right?
Yeah.
But there were some parents that do whatever they say.
They see money.
They see money, right? And that happens. So they actually had to hire or create a crew position that's certified by the state to come and advocate for the kids. And it's even where you tell the parents, like, okay, you stay over there. We're going to take care of the kids.
Damn.
So it's a different ballgame.
Also, a lot of reasons why a lot of people don't want to work with kids, unless it's like a kid type show, is because kids under those laws are not allowed to work a certain amount of hours.
Yeah.
Like once you turn 18, you're able to work as much hours as you need, as they need. You can work 18, 20, whatever hours. But for the kids, I think it's like, I was like 8
It's
or less.
like if you're like a little kid under 10, it's like they can do maybe 2 hours on set in front of the camera.
Yeah.
They could be on set 4 to 6 hours, but in front of the camera, maybe the most 2 or 1, like as younger. But as they get older, once they're 14, 15, 16, they can do 6 hours, up to 8 hours. But you got to have make sure you have the food, the snacks, homework, all that kind of stuff, And then, of course, and once you're an adult, or a 17-year-old could be what's called emancipated, and then they can be like an 18-year-old and just do whatever,
Wow. This is we're getting close to the end of the show. So I definitely want to thank you for coming up. And you have accomplished so much and doing so much for the people. You definitely have some great advice. But what would be some advice you would give to your younger self?
Shoo, man, that fool. I'd be like, what the heck are you thinking, bro? I'd be like, one thing I would tell myself, my younger self, so I'm 55 right now, right? If I could go back. Now, I was a teenager in the 80s, right? So I had, that 80s life. Well, you see on Breakfast Club, I had, right?
Oh,
but
cool.
Chicano style, right?
Yeah.
And now I was raised in lowrider culture, raised as a kid in the 70s. As a kid, we had all that. But when stepdad and dad got, dad died. He got run over by a train, as a matter of fact. But anyways, long story short. And stepdad got taken out. That happens, right? Then we were teenagers, so we got caught up. My older brother was a Cholo, really good one. Now he's a pastor. My younger brother's a Cholo, really good one. And he did 23. He was a lifer, right? He's out now. He lives here in Fontana, as a matter of fact. He's got this fat house. I mean, they're a blessed guy. He's a blessed guy. Punk has more money than us. But he did only the time, 23 years. I was not a very good cholo. I was there, right? I was not a good cholo at all. I was 23 years. I mean, I was a teenager. My first car was a lowrider. I mean, I'm a lowrider. I had a 53 Chevy. I had a Ford Fairlane. I mean, I was a lowrider, right? But I wasn't a good cholo. I made this mistake once, and I regret it. When I was in school, I got put in. You know, cholos don't register for school for the next semester, right? You just show up.
Yeah.
So 7th to 8th grade, 8th grade I got put, or 9th grade I got put in the drama class. And it was me and this other homie. And we're sitting there in class. We're in the theater, right? And I remember the teacher's name was Mr. Van Houten. He wanted, first day of school, everyone go up on the stage and do something. Do a monologue, say something, do a sketch, whatever. Now, it was like High School Musical, right? So back in San Jose, they had with the busing issue. So they bus all of us homies from the hood to a school called Willow Glen and Markham, which is the nice white side of town, right? Yeah. So you had like 300 of us surrounded by all these white kids, right? And we're like, what the heck? Because we were all Chicano, we're all, raised in the barrio. And so that was all tough too, but we had racism. I didn't even know what a spick was until some stoners threw me against the wall and called me a spick. I'm like, what? Excuse me, what is that? I was like, Popeye, right? What was that? Yeah. So I was, so my mistake was though, in that drama class, when it came to my homie's turn to go up on stage, he got stupid, he got crazy. F you, I'm not gonna do this, and F this class, and then walked out. And I stayed there, and I'm like, I let him walk. Then it came down to my turn. Mr. Murillo, you're gonna go up on stage. What are you gonna do? Or are you gonna follow your friend? Now, I'm like, all right, he's gone. I'm gonna do this. So all right. So I went up on stage. All I did was say, hey, what's up? I'm Johnny Murillo. That's all I said. I got down and Mr. Van Houten told me, hey, you got something in you. Don't quit my class. Don't follow your friends. Stay here. I'm like, okay, cool. And I thought, all right, no one knows. Yeah, I'm by myself. Yeah. So I went to my drama class and I got in a school play. My teacher, Mr. Van Houten, came to me and he said, I want you to try out for the lead role. And I said, oh, heck no. Because if I did the lead role, they're going to put my picture on the poster and it's all over school and I'll get my butt kicked, right? There's just no way. And so I said no, and that was my regret. This guy opened a door for me and he said, you can do it. And I said, no way, I can't. They all did auditions. It's like High School Musical, man. All these white kids are just looking when they came post them on the wall. They all surround. Who got what? And I'm just in the back kicking, big and bad. That stance. Yeah. I wasn't even good at that stance either. And then after they scatter, right, I go up and I'm just looking to see who got the lead role. And it was a kid named David Marks, that punk. And so I looked at it and then I went all the way down and it said, third boy, Johnny Murillo. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm in a school play. Dude, inside of me, I was like, heck yeah.
High School Musical stuff?
Yeah, dude. I'm outside of me. I'm like, oh, crap. So I was in it. He put me in it without an audition. And I got in it. I went to practices and we did 2 weekends with matinees. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell no homies. I didn't tell my mom. I better told my mom like 10 years ago. And so I didn't tell anybody. Because I knew they would. If I told my mom, she'd tell my tias, tell my cousins, and they all would go because they'd clown me hard. My neighborhood would know. So I had to just keep it to myself, right? My regret was I should have jumped into the opportunity and not worry about what the homies would have thought. So I would tell all your audience, don't worry about what people are going to say. Just do your thing. Just do your thing. Because when you get to the top or when you're on your grind, they might clown you in the beginning, but they're going to respect you at the end. So if you don't just do your thing, if you're tripping on what people are going to say, then you will always be at the level you're at and you're never going to change. So to me, it's like step up and step in and freaking do it. Don't be Johnny Murillo, third boy. You could have been the lead.
You could have been the lead.
I tell that fool. You
could have been Troy Bolton.
Be better than David Marks or whatever.
David. And then he became a class president. He was a class president all through high school. Probably went to Harvard.
And now he's Obama.
He's like,
now he's the White House.
His name changed to Obama.
So that's what I would change. I tell that fool, like, bro, just you could do it. So that's what I would say.
That's good advice.
Don't if the door's open, run in it because it could change.
And you would tell them to fix that stance.
Oh, dude, or learn how to do it right. Because I wear winos, right? No, they don't wear winos anymore, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, the girls wore Mary Janes and we wear winos. I would wear winos. I would look dumb, dude. It just wasn't.
And doing the Cholos,
and we wear khakis, right? Pendletons, and so I probably looked like a clown back then, but yeah, I'd fix all that, fix the drip up and all. We used to wear belts really long, and all that stuff.
Oh, it comes, yeah.
Yeah.
Blood in, blood out
La
stuff.
vida. La vida. You know, Barrio Libre Locos. If you're from San Ho, you know who I am. Barrio Libre Locos. Now I don't know what it's called now, but anyways, everybody got beat up or went to jail.
Oh,
so
man.
it doesn't exist.
We got a lot of listeners up in San Jose.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, my uncle knew him.
Yeah, bro. Barrio Libre. It was my little brother was running it. It was called West Side Mob. West Side Mob. I don't know what it's called now, but those of you from Horseshoe, yeah, we were the ones you guys would beat up all the time. We were like the orphans on Warriors, you know. We were the yeah. So
Hilarious.
That's funny.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on and
Thank you so much.
sharing your expertise with our listeners. Super excited to having you on because this is something like very dear to us of having more Latinos into the entertainment industry and breaking the media. Like we want to be the mainstream media, right? Because like you said, like we were here first, but we're last.
yes, I hate that. Yeah,
So you're definitely one of the trailblazers making that happen.
Yep.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
If you want to let people know anything, any other information they can find, or just anything you want to know.
Just follow us on social media, Chicano Hollywood on Facebook or Instagram. If you have any ideas or anything you want to connect with, you can email me at info@chicanohollywood.com. Also, I don't always get like a lot of DMs and I miss them, dude, especially the hidden ones. I have like 150 right now. I'm like, hey. But also download our streaming app, okay? Chicano Hollywood. Go to your Roku, go to your Apple iOS, whatever it is. Go to all of them. Go put Chicano Hollywood. You'll see a little logo that says Chicano Hollywood TV. We have great content on there. Now, we're going to grow, okay? I don't want no fools telling me there's only some short films and documentaries. Like, yeah, and we're going to grow. I have movies on there. I got Kilroy. I got a few other good movies on there. You know, Kilroy is where Steve Villegas was launched, right? He's big right now. So so we got some really good stuff, and we're going to grow. The idea is to build that out so robust that we have a lot of new original content that we make with you guys, right? And then we have some of the iconic stuff, right? They're not there yet. Boulevard Nights is coming. I don't know when. I'm working on it, right? So Blood and Blood Out, all those. I want to get them all up there. Vivi La Loca. So that's the vision. I also want to get all the old Mexican movies. You know, back in the day, I would go with my grandfather to the theater and we'd get the old Mexican movies, right? Pedro Infante. So I want to get all those on there too. So I want to make it for the whole family. So so download our streaming app. Please download it today. The more people that are download the app and watch the content, the better it is for advertisers to come to us. That gives us the funding that we need to make more original content. So it's like a little economic cycle. So you download it, watch everything. We have like commercials. So I get excited with the commercials, bro. KFC. Oh, yeah, dude. I'll put it on. I put the volume down and I'm working. And then my wife and we'll look at, oh, look, it's KFC. Oh, yeah. Get all happy, you know, McDonald's.
That's cool. You got KFC as advertising.
Yeah. I got some big brands that are dropping in now. So it's pretty exciting, you know. So, yeah, just get behind us. It's a movement. This ain't about a business. It's a movement. And I know that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when we're blowing up, I want to see so many people that locked in with us that were there. They're at that level, producing, writing, directing. They got the production companies. Their talent that are getting solicited. I had someone from Warner Brothers, bro. They told me, you know, they're not going to let you keep this. And I said, who's they? He says, Hollywood. Someone's going to come take this from you.
Yeah.
I'm all, heck no. And they said, look, you can negotiate with them, but if you say no, they're going to duplicate you. And they'll smear you and they'll duplicate you. So they're going to try to cancel me. And I give them all reasons why. I'm sure I'll deserve it, right? But when that time comes, when they duplicate me, all that means is that Netflix will have a Chicano genre. Amazon Studios will have a Chicano genre.
A win's a win.
Apple will have it. Yeah, that means all my homies that are in this thing, they're getting pulled away from me, and they're getting work at this higher level. Yeah. All this talent that we cultivate and develop, they're getting these higher level. So I'm like, dude, I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
Yeah, that's a great mindset.
I'm gonna fight them, but when it happens,
I'm gonna go down fighting. But
I'm gonna go down fighting. But if they duplicate us, I'm okay with that. I don't compete with other Latinos. What I'm building is underneath. I'm not. Latinos always like to step on each other, go up. Yeah. We're going to build underneath everybody, from podcasters to talent to producers. We want to build a platform to music, small businesses. We have a small business platform that we're going to be launching, kind of like a Chicano Etsy, you know? Oh, nice. So we're going to, it's just, to me, it's like this little we don't build each other up, no one's gonna do it for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then if we try to be in the bigger ponds, we're a small voice. So we're big enough. We don't need anybody anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We can do what we want to do.
Nice.
So that's what we're building. So
Yeah, well, thank you so
Thank you.
much for the work you're putting in. It's
Thank
definitely
you.
going to make an impact. I can't wait to see how it inspires our listeners and see where just
I can't wait to
things
see your
happen.
movie, bro. If you could
gonna
do
come
that
out.
trailer, 10 more days, and you freaking got it.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to
Yeah, yeah.
info@chicanohollywood.com.
Yeah, no, I'll put it up, dude. I'm like, check this out from the homies.
Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you guys for watching. My name is Saul Gomez. You can find me at every social media platform at Saul V Gomez.
My name is Cesar. I can find me at I Know Cesar.
My name is Aaron. You can find me at @AirBear_IE on Instagram.
Dang, and I am Chicano. I'm not Chicano Hollywood. We are all Chicano Hollywood.
We're all Chicano
But follow Chicano Hollywood.
Check out his master classes.
Yeah, and check out the master
Check out
classes.
the master classes. Get
Don't
something
be
going.
sitting down talking. If you're not ready for it, you're not ready. But if you're ready, go to master class and start learning today.
Yes, sir.
Heck
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
All right, thank you guys for watching. See you next week.
Next
Peace. All right, what's up, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed that fabulous episode. Now it's time to shout out our Patreons. If you don't know, Patreon is another website where we post exclusive content. We're about to record one right now. If you want to know what happens, this is what happens.
Shirtless.
I was performing, so they're giving me free drinks. I was like, okay, yeah. So they gave me 2 pineapple vodkas, my favorite, and then they're giving me seltzers. And I was having a good time. I was like, hell yeah, bro. This is a vibe. Everyone's sick.
You were having fun. Like you were just watching this shit.
You treated like you were just gonna watch people. You never even involved yourself. You're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I performed too.
So I was
He's like, who's next? Who's next?
oh, shit, this is
Saul
me?
Gomez, he has the same name as me. What the fuck?
Holy shit.
So I was like, oh.
He's waiting for like 10 minutes. Like, where the fuck is he? He's the one that starts heckling. He's like, where the fuck is he? Like,
So I mean, I was having a good time, and I was like, "Oh, it's cool. Everyone's funny, whatever." I met the girl from Too Fast Too Furious, the Asian lady who does the flags.
She's the one in the
I'll tell you.
Suki, the
Suki?
one in the first race, the one in the
Yeah.
pink car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her. She was funny. She was a comedian as well. She's a comedian now. And then then it's my turn to go up, right? It's my turn. I go up, and I'm like, "What's up, everybody?" Like I'm fucking doing my thing. I'm doing my set. I say jokes. People will laugh, but then like I'll say some jokes. I was expecting a bigger hit, but I would hear like maybe like 3 or 4 people. Yeah, like something like that.
I'm super far
Like
away.
it's like there.
Damn.
I was just like, okay, so because of that,
Is that one? Ha!
yeah, because of that, hearing that, it kind of like put me off edge. I was like, oh shit. I was
Yeah.
like, these aren't hitting. So then I started double thinking while I was talking. So then I lost being in the moment, and then I just kept thinking about the next joke, like, oh, this better land. Well, I gotta say this. And I just started thinking of how I
started
should be
thinking too
acting.
much?
I started
Doubting.
thinking too much. I
Started
started doubting.
doubting.
And then I said my car sex joke, the one where like when we did at the bowling alley, when I said it,
That one
everyone
hit.
laughed.
That one was an echo.
Yeah,
Boom.
everyone laughed, right? I said it here. I think I heard like 2 people laugh.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, that wasn't what I was expecting. And I was like, I can't end there. So then I said another joke, a dumbass joke. I should have just ended it. I said another dumbass joke. I was like, recently I've been treating my dick like an 8-ball pool. No, I'm sorry. Recently I've been treating my dick like a magic 8-ball. And then, yeah, if I want to go out on a date, I just ask the magic 8-ball. That's pretty what I said. That wasn't even a joke I had like lined up for it. It was just the first thing that came
Who
to
the
my
fuck
head.
is that guy?
Yeah, so I
Are
was
you
like,
laughing because it's funny or laughing because
Like,
you're
it's
like,
so
wow?
dumb.
yeah, so I was like,
laughing because it's so dumb.
yeah, so I was like, what did I even say that? And I was like, okay, well, guys, that's my time. Thank you so much. Yeah. So now,
It's only one camera, right?
yeah.
I'll be right here.
No, you fit.
You fit.
Oh,
It's-
I didn't even
You don't
know
think
that.
you don't think I know this? Bro?
fucking bot.
Come on, man.
I was like, I was about to start like touching
Singing?
my wiener and stuff. And
That's
All right,
perfect.
first one are Sugar Mamas
Hey,
and our
welcome.
Sugar Daddies. We
What's
got a
up,
new
Daddy?
one. His name's The Billionaire. Moan my name, Big Daddy Aaron.
the billionaire.
That's the worst moan. I go soft.
I can make a better bone.
I
Go,
go
make a moan again.
Just the guy, right? Fuck, I don't care.
Moan him.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Oh.
The billionaire. I got you. Ready?
Show me those billions.
There you go.
Hey.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that got you soft.
Next.
Jonathan.
What up, Jonathan?
What up, Jonathan?
Abigail Aguilar.
What's up, Abigail?
David Naranjo.
What's up, Orange?
Isaac Bustos.
What's up, Isaac?
Busty.
Oh, he's gonna be at the Shrek rave. Go give my homie a kiss.
Lucero.
Shrek Reeve?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Oh, is it Shrek? Rave?
I can't go. I have a race on Sunday, but you guys
Dude,
should
that
go.
sounds so lit.
It does sound lit.
There might be another one soon.
Lucero Chavez.
What's up, Lucero?
Kim, aka your girl KK.
KK.
Jesus Guzman.
What's up, Jesus?
Jesus.
Maria Felipe.
What's up, Maria Felipe?
Philip.
Karen Cespedes.
Ara Karen.
I think we're seeing her today. She's going
She
to the
is.
show.
Yeah, she asked me if I was going.
Karencita.
Yeah, Dalia Garcia, shoot me your tias.
What's up, Dahlia?
What's up, Dalia? Stop playing.
Mambo, El Diablo.
What's up?
Diablo.
Razor Ramon Hedges
Flores.
Congratulations on your twins.
Ooh, congrats. Sandra Gonzalez.
Sandra.
What up, Sandra?
Speak to us.
Oscar Martinez.
So Oscar.
What's up, Oscar?
Kike y la novia Perez.
What's
do,
up,
Kike?
Kikerin?
Liliana Juarez.
What's up,
Lily.
Liliana?
Eileen.
What up, Eileen?
Eileen.
And Bradley Lopez Martinez.
What's up, Bradley? What's up, Bradley? What's up, bro?
Bradley.
What's up, bro?
Thank you guys so much for being our sugar mamas and our sugar daddies. And now it's time for the
It's the
main
man.
himself, bro.
The man of the hour. The man of every
of
hour.
the
Just a
hour.
fucking
Follow
just
his
a
Instagram.
baby
Long
forearm type of shit.
schlong.
Hey, Benitez 96.
What up, hey, Benitez?
Man, I'm gonna have to ask you for a loan to get my film career going up.
Yeah.
You got it like that,
Write a
man.
quick
Hit him
check.
up, ladies.
You got it like that.
His schlong is longer than my forearm.
Long is long. That's all
Two
you gotta
baby
know.
forearms. That's how
Two
big.
baby forearm. Boom and boom. Well, thank you guys for following us on Patreon. We really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. And now it's time to film the Patreon. Bye.